The incredible twist. Court reveals shocking facts in the KIRK case. On the first day of the highly anticipated trial in Utah, it wasn't the prosecution, but the defense of the accused, Tyler Robinson, that revealed shocking facts that are now holding the entire country in suspense. The evidence, presented in the form of enlarged video analyses and testimonies, suggests an outrageous truth. Robinson is not the murderer, he is just a scapegoat. A distraction. The real perpetrator, according to the defense's accusation, is part of a professional conspiracy that could reach into the highest circles. Is the official story about the death of Charlie Kirk one big lie? To understand the full explosive dimension of this revelation, we need to look at the shocking facts that the court must now examine. The defense presented a frame-by-frame analysis of the assassination video, which is supposed to prove that the fatal shot did not come from a roof 132 meters away, but from close range, from perhaps 10 meters away. The video is said to show at least 4 people in Kirk's immediate vicinity signaling before the shot. It is supposed to prove that the bullet came from the right, even though the alleged shooter was positioned on the left. And it raises the crucial question: if Robinson wasn't it, then who pulled the trigger? And who made this half-grown kid, as commentators call him, the perfect scapegoat? Do you believe such a conspiracy is possible in the USA? The prosecution's plan seemed watertight. They had a perpetrator, Tyler Robinson, a young man who was caught within just 33 hours after the act. They had a weapon, an old German rifle of the Mauser K88 type, and they had a motive: political hatred fueled by the left-wing ideology that the governor of Utah identified as the driving force behind the act. But on the first day of the trial, this simple, clean story shattered into 1,000 pieces. Robinson's lawyers opened the proceedings with a bang that echoed through the courtroom and was broadcast live into millions of living rooms. "My client, Tyler Robinson, is innocent," the star lawyer declared. "He is not the murderer of Charlie Kirk. He is the victim of a sinister conspiracy whose sole aim is to protect the real perpetrators and deceive the American public." Then he laid the shocking facts on the table that brought the prosecution's edifice of lies crashing down. He asked the questions that the prosecution had no answer to. Who is this kid anyway? How could this half-grown kid, this unfinished fellow, as commentators describe him, have possessed the skills of a trained sniper to make such a precision shot? Where did the weapon come from? How did a young student get hold of a very special, expensive murder weapon? Who got it for him? Who paid for it? Where did he train? Such a shot requires practice. Hundreds, if not thousands of shots. Where did Robinson train without anyone noticing? Why is the media silent? Why do American media publish the full name and photos, but nothing about his living circumstances? The lawyer asked. A legitimate question that fuels the suspicion that something is being covered up here. The official narrative, according to the defense's accusation, is a pure anarchy of illogical claims, and it will collapse like a house of cards in the course of this trial. The highlight of the first day of the trial was the presentation of the assassination video, slowed down, enlarged, analyzed with the ice-cold precision of forensic experts. And what this analysis revealed left the court and the audience breathless. Doubts that have now become the official defense strategy. The official version: Robinson shot from a roof on the left side of Kirk. The defense's video analysis shows the shot came from the right. Kirk is hit in the right side of his neck. He falls sideways to the left off his stool. The blood spurts out of his neck on the left. If this version of the prosecution were correct, then Kirk would fall against the direction of the shot, and the blood would come out against the direction of the shot. This is illogical, according to the source text. The defense argued that a shot at close range from Kirk's right side made the sideways fall much more plausible. The analysis is said to show that the murder was not a lone act. At least 4 people were involved in the murder who were in Kirk's direct vicinity. The people gave each other signals. A first attempt to fire a shot is said to have failed, whereupon the people behind Kirk's back signaled again. The defense presented stills that are said to show a man in green holding his arm suspiciously under someone else's, as if he were concealing a weapon. The defense's experts pointed to a number of anomalies in the video material that are not rendering errors or pixel errors. A strange black dot on Kirk's t-shirt 10 minutes before the assassination. The claim that Kirk was wearing something underneath, perhaps a protective vest or a device for fake blood. You can also do something like that with a hose and fake blood, speculates the author of the source text, and the mysterious bullet wire anomaly. A single frame before impact that shows an object that could be the bullet, but is coming from the wrong direction. I don't know if what we are being told is really what happened. There are legitimate doubts. The author of the source text summarizes his analysis. These doubts are now at the heart of a court trial that has the potential to tear the American nation apart. If Tyler Robinson is just a scapegoat, who are the real murderers? Who had a motive to get rid of one of America's most influential conservative minds? The revelations in the courtroom have triggered a feverish nationwide search for the masterminds, and the theories that are now being discussed are as diverse as they are disturbing. This is the most obvious theory. The perpetrator was deeply indoctrinated by left-wing ideology. The left has created a climate of hatred in which violence is seen as a legitimate means. Charlie Kirk was one of their most prominent enemies. It is conceivable that a radical left-wing cell decided to move from verbal to physical violence. Charlie Kirk was not only a domestic political actor, he was a fighter for a free West, and he had powerful enemies. He himself, according to the source text, was afraid of being murdered by the Israelis, and there are said to have been active Mossad people in his organization. A daring theory, but one that shows the dimensions in which people are now thinking. For many supporters of Donald Trump, the case is clear. Charlie Kirk was too powerful, too influential, too dangerous for the establishment. Kay was a possible future president who could have enough public support to overthrow the American ruling class. That could be the reason for Charlie Kirk's murder, a commentator speculates. Regardless of which of these theories ultimately proves to be true, the revelation that it is a conspiracy has driven distrust in state institutions to a new high. The FBI, which led the investigation, is now itself under suspicion. Has it deliberately ignored the real traces? Has it even helped build up the fake perpetrator? The USA is shocked, and they are divided like never before. The revelations in the trial of Charlie Kirk's murder have brought the United States to the brink of the abyss. The case has become a watershed, as Governor Cox called it. It is no longer just a criminal case. It is a political issue, a cultural struggle, and perhaps the spark that ignites a new civil war. On one side are those who believe in the official version and dismiss anyone who doubts as a conspiracy theorist. On the other side are those who feel betrayed and sold out by their own state and believe that a sinister conspiracy is pulling the strings.